Nation. This is the Raider Nation podcast, and I'm Raider Greg, your host for this show, the post-game show for the Chargers debacle. Well, Raider fans, I'm just as shocked and disappointed and dismayed as the rest of you out there in the Raider Nation. I know that I'm not the only fan who expected to have a much better showing, at least an attempt at some type of victory, if not on the line, if not in the air, if not on the ground, someplace. So I'm going to try to keep this podcast as positive as I possibly can. Now, I'm going to try to scan through an article on NORV Turner in a bit, because I feel that the buck stops with him. So let me go over the positives first before I delve into the obvious. I am positive we have a good team. I am positive we have loads of talent in all areas of our team. I am positive that we have the poorest coaching of the best players in the NFL. I am positive that there is no leader on the team, no leader that has come up, and I am positive that Kerry Collins is not the quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. Those I stand firm on and will not waver. You can rip me in my comments section. You can send me emails. Send me your takes. Send me your opinions. It's okay. I was there. I saw the game. I saw the lackluster play from first one all the way through to the last sacking of Collins. The team seemed like it was on Valium. The first quarter was so painful, I can't tell you. You should be happy that it wasn't televised. It was agonizing for the fans in the Coliseum as well as those listening on the radio. Let me just say, for a team with so much talent on paper, well, like I said before, you can just wipe your butt with that paper because it's not worth anything. Unless you have a coaching staff that's able to develop the talent and week after week figure out the other schemes of the other teams and match up players and plays to their disadvantage, then our players are going to continue to play poorly. From the first game, I was sure and still feel the same way, and now I'm going to say it, NORV Turner has not used the weapons at his disposal at all. NORV Turner does not take the people in the positions that he's got them in and use them in their best skills. We have the most prolific receiver in football that rarely sees a pass. Now, some of that blame goes directly onto Kerry Collins. He is the Jeff George, Hostetler, Wilson mold. This guy is absolutely deserving of that and should wear it because of all those quarterbacks that had the talent. Mark Wilson, yes, he's the guy. Nah. Oh, Jeff George, he's got a cannon for an arm. No brain. Jeff Hostetler, the Hoss. The Hoss is boss. The Hoss was a loss. And so is Collins. Kerry Collins for 11 years in the NFL is a failure for the Oakland Raiders. He is not a bad quarterback. He is a very poor leader. Him and NORV have very similar personalities. You should listen to them both on the Raiders website. If you get the sideline pass, you'll be able to see them both dance around the issue, especially NORV, who is now historically famous for calling no one on the carpet for no reason, having no reason for their winning, and having no explanation for why they're not doing well other than we're building on the things we do right. Well, guess what? We're not doing a whole lot right. Even in the one game we won, we didn't do a whole lot right, but we did win the game. And the guys played with passion, which was sorely lacking in this game. Yes, we are the best 1-4 team in football. I'll have to say that because I got tired of saying we're the best 1-3 team in football. I certainly don't want to say we're the best 1-15 team in football. And I don't think I'm going to. I think we have an opportunity to make a better season out of it. It's not over. It's only 5 games in. However, there is a big problem on the coaching level. And it stops with NORV. Starts and stops with him. I'm going to read you an article in the Press Democrat, and I just want you guys to get this because I love the Raiders. Let me just say I love the Raiders. I love the team. I love the team as it is today. I love all the players. We have a lot of talent. Every fan should expect and demand that the coaching staff get the most out of these players because they're great players. So let's look to where the failure is. I've said it and I mean it. Norv Turner is a disappointment to the Raider Nation. This is an article by Lowell, Cohn, and it's in the Press Democrat, and I'll try to summarize it, try to read it a little. I hope I can do it some justice. Norv Turner says the game didn't go the way he wanted. Turner is the Raiders head coach, and he's trying to explain to the media why his team has lost yet another game. Why they've now lost 4 of the first 5 games, it's Turner's job to explain. The Raiders almost never win. They were a big disappointment, and so Turner is a big disappointment as well, since he's the head coach. He is 6 of 15. Okay? Now Turner, he doesn't say he's a disappointment because he doesn't have to say it. It's understood. It is after the game, when he's sitting at the podium with the Raiders banner behind him and the team of the decades, which is like silly when he's sitting behind him, the team of the decades, when we're looking at this guy. His wriggling hands, he's moving his hands all the time, like wiping them off like there's something on them. And he looks like he's a character in a movie that's, on the stand. He's being grilled by some prosecutor. He's all nervous. His eyes are not, focusing on anyone in particular. He's in the hot seat. Turner is a sad sack. His voice quivers as if someone is playing tricks with his larynx. His eyes are so heartbreaking, you want to throw him a towel so he could wipe them. You wonder how a man like this can rally a team from 1-4. You definitely wonder. When reporters ask him questions, he wrings his hands again, just like there's something on him. And he offers nothing of substance. Nothing of substance. There is nothing you can hold on to in this man's conversation. Is there hope for this team? We have to build on the good things that we've done, he says. He says that every single game. What good things? Did we miss some good things on Sunday? What exactly is Turner talking about? We do remember certain plays from the game, like the Chargers' first touchdown, and their second touchdown, and their third touchdown. Drew Brees threw a short pass on the right side to Lazamian Thompson, 35 yards from the marker, and there was nobody there. And Tomlinson walked into the end zone. And what Turner says is the Raiders forgot to cover Tomlinson. How can you forget to cover the most prolific runner in the NFL? How can you forget this guy? Who could forget this guy? And he acts like it was, oh, we made a mistake. Oops. Is Turner going to build on that play? Or is there going to play in the fourth quarters when the Chargers were going to punt near their own goal line, and the punter dropped the ball, and there was no one there to get the ball and ring it in for a touchdown? They didn't have anybody rushing on the punter, no one. So the ball laid there on the ground for a while until the punter picked it up and casually punted it because the Raiders weren't coming to get it. Is Turner going to build on that? Turner keeps talking about the post-game press conferences. Talking is better than thinking, I guess. Thinking he could be in doubt of himself, I guess. I don't know. And what he says here is there's only one thing we can do about losing, and that's go back to work. Well, no doubt. Coaches always say stuff like that. They focus on hard work as if they're the only team that's working hard. But in this league, you have to do more than hard work. It's not enough. Sometimes coaches aren't good enough. They may be nice people. Turner is a nice guy. He's a fine human being. I'm sure he's a great guy. And I don't have any personal experience, but just talking to him or looking at him talk, he's a nice neighbor. I bet he'd be a great neighbor. But with 2 seasons as a Raiders head coach, his record is 6-15. What more do you need to know? Turner can't coach. NORV has not got the passion, nor does he have the respect of the players. He does not have the attitude or the cojones to call someone on what they're doing wrong. I cannot believe this coach would call anyone into an office and yell at them. NORV Turner cannot prepare a team. NORV Turner can't keep a team serious. The players say that they're disappointed about being so crummy, but after the game, many of them say they joked on the sidelines and knocked around, and they sank her deep into the cellar, and they looked kind of upset, but they didn't look pissed. The only one I saw pissed out there was Lamont Jordan. The only guy that I saw on the field throw his helmet on the ground in anger was Lamont Jordan, a true leader on the offense. He's a leader. Everyone else was it was like it was some kind of, it looked to me like a high school football game. They looked like a casual bunch of guys hanging around the corner candy store. Now let me just tell you, Raider fans, because I'm pissed, and I told you guys before I wouldn't do a podcast when I'm pissed. Well, you know what? Tough shit. I'm doing a podcast, and I'm pissed. A good coach makes a team hate to lose. In the old days, Bill Walsh made the players afraid to lose. The Raiders don't fear what Turner's going to do. They don't care if even find him. They don't care. He's not a threatening presence. He doesn't bring fear to them when they're going to lose. He doesn't give passion to them to win. He didn't prepare this team for this game, and he hasn't prepared the team for the games previous to this either. The team thinks this guy is one big howdy-doody. He is one of their buddies, and he's not going to call them on anything they do, so everyone can run around and kind of point fingers in the locker room, behind locker room doors, and say, well, so-and-so didn't play well, and so-and-so didn't play well either. Turner should be the first one out there pointing fingers, and the whole team should know who's being embarrassed, and that person should be raised to a higher level just to dignify his own position and the salary that he makes on this team. Turner is responsible for the offense, and you should know this. In the offseason, Al Davis went out and got him a significant group of men, weapons. Davis acquired Randy Moss, Lamont Jordan. The Raiders' offense had been awful. Despite the new weapons on the Raiders and the line that they had developed before he got here, we have not scored over 20 points this season, 5 games. Turner makes no excuse because he has no excuse. He had 2 weeks to prepare for San Diego, and we weren't prepared. He might have thought he was prepared play-wise, but he certainly didn't prepare the Raiders' attitude. He did not instill in the players the dignity that it goes along with playing for the Oakland Raiders. He did not instill in the players the fear of loss and how dejected they should feel if they lose this game. I can hardly believe this man would say anything of the sort. He may tell himself lies. He may say to his team that they're on the edge of being good, but they're never going to be good with Turner. They're never going to be good with him because he does not have the character it takes to be a champion. In the locker room after the game, players are talking. They say that Raiders are fighters and there's no quitting. Well, no one needs to quit. They played terribly without quitting. If they were to quit, fans might not even notice they quit. Because there's no passion. As in this game, there was absolutely a lack of motivation, and it started and ended the same way. Charles Woodson, right here. It's away from us right now, Woodson says. We've got to find it, find a way to track it down, run it down, and get it in our grasp. Woodson should not expect Turner to do any tracking or grasping. This season is already beyond Turner's grasp. That is why Davis needs to fire his ass, if not now, then at the end of the season. A man without answers should be a man without a job. Now, Raider fans, I know that's harsh. It's not about the team. I'm not the only fan who sees the blatant obviousness of this pathetic coaching. We are $30 million over the salary cap for next season. This team is going to change dramatically next year. They are going to have to unload people left and right. And I will tell you, Raider fans, that on the forums, if you haven't seen it, I've seen it, people are already looking to the next draft. I'm not looking at the next draft. I'm looking to salvage this season. But Al Davis, bless his heart, he picked the wrong guy. He picked the wrong coach to coach this team. When you have stallions, you can't have a clown in there training your stallions. Doesn't work in the rodeo, won't work in the NFL, and it certainly won't work for the Raider Nation. The problem is obvious. The solution, therefore, is obvious. Eliminate Turner, find a coach with the attitude of Gruden, the tenacity of Chuck Noll, the attitude, and, well, actually, you know, we need a coach like Tedford. Why don't we get him from Cal? We need a coach that can coach the team. And coaching is not just X's and O's. Coaching is motivation. And I will tell you, it's more than 50% motivation. When you can dig down and stimulate your players to go to a whole new level, that's what wins championships, Raider Nation. So I am not down on the season. I just want you to know I'm just as upset as everyone else. I was in shock. I could go on about Kerry Collins, but that's not going to help anything this season. Perhaps, Raider Nation, we should boo him. Because the last time we booed him as a group, he improved his play. Perhaps he needs to know that somebody in this Raider Nation is pissed at him because he's not getting the message from the coach. That must be blatantly obvious to everybody. I have never seen more balls thrown out of the Coliseum, out to the sidelines, than this season. I have never seen so many balls thrown high and low. Oh, wait a minute. Mark Wilson, Jeff George, Hostetler. Kerry Collins, for an 11-year veteran, is a dismal failure for the Oakland Raiders. I will stand on that the rest of this season. And I will say this, if they don't start grooming Walter for this position, then I must be the only one that saw the potential in him in the preseason. Walters deserves a shot at this job. He deserves right now to try to salvage the season we have with the players we have. The kid's got heart, and he has got 20,000 times more attitude than Kerry Collins, a.k.a. Turner, because they're both out of the same egg. Now, I hope I haven't depressed anybody out there. I know I've kind of pointed out the blatantly obvious, but hey, if you don't like what I'm saying, then don't listen to me, because that's just the way it is. Because I get people who say, oh, you're so down on the team. I'm not down on the team. I'm down on the coaching, and I am down on Kerry Collins. That's it. Those are the only people I see that could make a big difference in this game for the Oakland Raiders. So send me your comments, send me your questions, send me whatever. I'm right here, right now. I'm Raider Greg from the Raider Nation Podcast, www.RaiderNationPodcast.com. Click on it and let me have it if you want. Or if you agree with me, agree with me. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to keep this as positive as I can. So until next time, before we play the Bills at home, I'll be there for that game. Let's hope that things improve, and maybe Al Davis will go down there and chew somebody's butt out. Maybe that's what it's going to take. Whatever it is, they better get it together. You know that, and so do I, Raider fans. So this is the Raider Nation Podcast. You guys have a great evening, because I am positive that this team can do better. So let's go out there and support the team against the Bills and scream it out, Raider fans. We've got to win some games this season and make it happen. I am out.